My name is Dr. Paz Kobilov. I am a general dentist, graduate from Tashkent Medical Institute in 1988. After graduation, I did research at the Tashkent Medical Institute. At the same time, I had a dream of coming to America. I came to Chicago in 1996 as a visiting scholar. I had only $40 when I landed. I spent a couple years doing research. After that, my love to the United States was overwhelming, so I decided to stay. In 2003, I came to Canada. Difference was huge. Main reason why I moved to Canada is I learned a lot about Canadian healthcare system. Another reason is at the time Canadian dental schools were slightly more affordable. That's why I decided to move to Canada, and I had to start all my career again from the beginning. Canada is a wonderful country. There's so many opportunities. It's up to you. It all depends on your efforts. Canada offers good life, good job. It's a very, very good and safe country, so you should come to Canada.
Hello and welcome to the Remarkable Canadians series by Sobirov's Law Firm. I'm Rahmat Sobirov, and today I have an honorable guest, Dr. Paz Kobilov of KMA Dental. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you introduce yourself? Instead of me telling your story, why don't you tell your story?
I am a general dentist practicing in Kingston. This is my office. And my background, I graduated from Tashkent Medical Institute in 1988. After graduation, I did research at the Tashkent Medical Institute. At the same time, I had a dream of coming to America. In 1990, I went to special language courses in Tashkent for 2-year English courses. So I finished that, and then after that I worked until 1996 in Tashkent Medical Institute at the clinic as an oral surgeon. At the same time, while I was working, I applied to different United States agencies who at the time helped graduates from Central Asian republics to study at the US universities. Then I came to Chicago in 1996, went to as a visiting scholar at the University of Illinois at Chicago. I spent a couple years doing research, learning US dental schools, dental education, and after that, my love to the United States was overwhelming. So I decided to stay
in the States
until 2003.
Before our conversation, you mentioned a very interesting story that as a first-time visitor in the United States, you came with how much money in your pocket?
Before I came to US, I didn't have much money. I had to borrow money, and I had to stay overnight in Istanbul on my flight to Chicago, and I had only $40 when I landed in US.
That wasn't an easy journey. So let's go now to your Canadian journey.
I came to Canada first time 1997, and I was impressed. The difference was huge. Canadian, I felt like more like European. It's a different people, land, country was different.
Why did you decide to move from the United States to Canada? What happened?
Well, one main reason why I moved to Canada is I learned a lot about Canadian healthcare system, and compared to US, as we all know, US healthcare system is not government sponsored. This is one of the reasons. Another reason is at the time, back 2003, Canadian dental schools were slightly more affordable compared to US dental schools. That's another reason. That's why I decided to move to Canada. In 2003, I came to Canada, and I had to start all my career again from the beginning. Initially, I had to work in a call center. Then while I was working in the call center temporarily, I had to study for the exams, for dental exams, and then I, started to apply to dental schools later on, based on my results from the theory, and then as a result, finally, it took me several attempts to apply to dental schools. As I mentioned before, entering or going to dental school is very, very challenging and highly competitive. So there's so many applicants for small number of spots.
Can you go back to those spots? How many are admitted to dental school each year across Canada? Do you have some numbers? And how many apply for those spots?
It all depends on the university and the size of city. For example, London, Ontario, University of Western Ontario has a program for internationally trained dentists. They accept only 15 applicants.
Per year?
Per year, 15. But number of applicants goes to probably 500 to 600.
Wow.
So you can imagine how difficult to get into program. University of Toronto, because Toronto is the biggest city, they have Faculty of Dentistry. University of Toronto has 25 applicants at the time, and because of that, you may have slightly more chances, but still, 25 versus 1,000 applicants in Toronto is difficult.
Yeah,
it's
tough.
not easy. Tough.
So how many attempts did you make to get admitted?
I did 2 attempts.
2 attempts.
And I, on the first attempt and second attempt was the interview. Interview was very difficult or challenging, even though I was qualified for acceptance by the score test results. Also, I forgot to mention, you should have good English test, IELTS or TOEFL. So those 2 test scores are mandatory for acceptance to the dental school.
How long did it take you to graduate and fully satisfy the academic requirements to become a dentist?
At the University of Toronto, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. You went back to school after all your academic background from your home country in Uzbekistan, then your career as a dental assistant in the United States. You came to Canada, study 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Was it easy to study at the faculty?
Probably, I would say, for me, it was not difficult.
Because you knew the subject,
we
right?
know the subjects. It's a terminology and language. There's no language issues. Everything is familiar to you. Yeah. So the only thing is you just have to study and meet the requirements. And I have to mention here as well, I don't want to say that I was the best, but I was the first one to finish my clinical requirements before graduation, 6 months ahead of graduation. And also at the same time, I had to purchase dental clinic before even I finished my dental school at the UFT.
Wow, you before getting licensed, you already purchased a dental clinic
In Kingston.
in Kingston, Ontario, where we are sitting right now.
Yes.
Was it a practice for sale? What was the situation?
Well, in Canada, like in US, dental clinics are always they have companies or agencies to sell dental clinics as a real estate, something similar to that.
Okay.
It's called a practice for sale.
Practice for sale. Okay.
When you buy practice, you're buying the patients.
The patient list.
Patients, they're the main income generating aspect of the dental clinic. It's not the equipment, it's not the building, well, sometimes building, but the main cornerstone of dental clinic is patients. In my opinion, I think it's better to buy existing established dental clinic because if you start from scratch, you may spend so much time for marketing, for building the practice. Instead of doing dentistry, you spend your time for something else. Yeah. Well, dentistry is a profession, is a dentistry, but at the same time, you have to be the businessman, you have to know business aspects of running dental clinic.
Tell me, what was your initial challenge? Where did you find the courage to run your own business rather than becoming an employee of somebody else?
You have to listen to your inner voice. While I was studying at University of Toronto, I didn't want to work as a dentist associate for somebody else. I had, I don't know, maybe my feelings or maybe I feel comfortable to open my own clinic, to work for myself. So, and then, before graduation, I was looking to buy a dental office, and then the one office, the one currently we have, was for sale, and I came to Kingston from Toronto, and I saw the clinic, and I told the owner that I was interested.
What was the size of the team when you purchased this business?
6 or 8 people were.
8 people on payroll, and now you've grown to 15 people.
15 people.
Including yourself. When did you buy this business?
Back 2014.
How long did it take you from handshake to the transfer of the business?
Usually takes around 3 to 4 months. During that period, they establish closing day. Of course, you have to create your corporation. It takes time too. Yep. So by lawyers, they create the corporation, and my accountant, they did all the due diligence, and usually takes 3 to 4 months to close the deal.
What are the appetite of banks to finance this kind of deal?
Usually the banks, they love dentists. They're always willing to help. If you're a dentist, they're always willing to help to finance your clinic or finance your purchase. Okay. So there is no problem at all. And my advice, just go for any amount. You will pay back later on. Nice. It's not a problem.
Industry-wise, from your business to the whole industry in Canada, is there a high demand for dental services in Canada?
It is. It's a big business.
Now, looking at the industry regulation, can one of our audience members from foreign countries buy an existing clinic in Canada?
No. You should have dentist degree in Canada before buying dental practice.
Okay. It's similar to law firms.
Yes, because you need to have a license. So after the license, you have to create corporation, as we mentioned before. Then you can do the purchasing.
Can they become your investor so that invest in your company, maybe open a second branch, third branch, and then be partner in profit sharing? Is that possible?
As long as they meet Canadian requirements, I don't see any reason why not. As long as the licensed dentist is head of corporation, manages a clinic,
Okay.
that's the main thing.
I see.
But the finances can come from anywhere.
What problems do you see in this industry in Canada? And what's the future looks like in the next 10 years?
I think from now, for the next 10 years, will be more oriented for elderly people.
Elderly people.
They're living longer lives, and they need a dental service. And another thing is happening in dentistry right now is digitizing the procedure. So we have several new technologies, which is instead of taking impression, we can scan the mouth, and digital image will be created, or we call it digital impression, and it's very easy, convenient, and patients love it.
If you were a startup founder, a genius with innovative idea in the field of dentistry, what would be that innovation that you want to do in dentistry? What would you like to change?
Maybe new implant systems.
New implant.
To reduce the cost. Implants still relatively expensive, although the prices are coming down compared 10 years ago, but they're still relatively expensive.
Are you aware of medical device market in Canada? What kind of devices where do you procure your dental office devices?
FDA has to approve the device. That's the requirements. Unfortunately, it's done for the safety of public.
Yeah.
So we cannot use any device from overseas without Health Canada approval.
What's the situation with talent in the field of dentistry in Canada?
Yes, well, it all depends on the location.
Okay.
So if you live in a big city, probably it's not going to be a problem. In small cities or medium-sized cities, there's sometimes probably a problem to find the associates or dental staff.
Can you categorize what kind of professions are involved in a typical dental office, and to which professions, to which positions a foreigner can apply or succeed? Because I know to be a dentist, the foreigner has to become licensed in Canada. That position is taken. But what about other positions that support dental office?
For example, one position would be dental assistant, but you still have to go through dental assisting school, which is 8 to 12 months course.
8 to 12 months, and at the college level.
It's either college. Sometimes some colleges offer that big program, or it's private schools also.
How about dental hygienist?
Dental hygienist requires 2.5 years or between 2 and 3 years of education still. It's very challenging as well, and you have to have special credentials or requirements, especially in the field of chemistry and biology. Again, it all depends on the specific college or hygiene school, but that's also requires some time. So I think probably if someone wants to be dental hygienist, probably the efforts you spend for dental hygiene school, instead of doing that, you may better off going to dentistry than dental hygiene school. So,
looking back to your life so far, you've went through the struggle, you've went through the hardships. All in all, was it worthy?
I say yes. You have to go. You never give up. Don't give up. Okay, so you didn't achieve anything, or you failed something. My advice: keep going, keep pushing, keep trying. Don't give up, and then you will achieve your dream.
That's a great journey you have. It's inspiring not only to me but also to our audience.
Thank you.
Now, what would be your advice to young people thinking about becoming a doctor and dentist or in any medical field?
It all depends on your efforts. If you have a plan, if you have a dream, you have to try to achieve it by all means. There's so many opportunities. It's up to you, and you will achieve if you
try hard. Yes. Yeah. What's your secret in managing and keeping your team as one unit and pushing forward, as you said?
The big thing is communication, listening to the staff, and try to manage any issues together with the staff.
You always, I live in Toronto, as you know, and you live in Kingston. Many people that watch us, they know big cities of Canada. Why you prefer small towns like Kingston, for example? We are in Kingston, and you can tell anything and everything about Kingston, your impression, your experience.
Well, Kingston is the first capital of Canada. I chose Kingston because I purchased clinic here. But it's good for raising families with kids. Kingston it's smaller than London, Ontario, but overall, its population is really good. There's so many attractions here. It's on the water. Yeah. Kingston is becoming more popular right now. Those are the factors I choose Kingston.
As an immigrant, an entrepreneur, and proud Canadian, your last words to our audience, what would you like to share?
Canada is a wonderful country. It's a great country. It will be best choice for you, but it requires more efforts to come to Canada in terms of studying and immigration. But Canada offers good life, good job, and good for families as well. It's a very, very good and safe country, so you should come to Canada.
Excellent. Yeah, hooray. Thank you very much for your time. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.